Your marketing is about to die. Stick around to figure out why. Well, we just did a little bit of rhyming here, but that's okay. In 2025, five shifts are wiping out strategies that worked just a few months ago. It's shocking how fast technology is moving. Do you want to know the truth?
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
The truth is AI is doing a better job doing client research and it's better than what you're doing. And let's talk about those key shifts. Your website, completely irrelevant if your video, or if you're even doing video, but if you're doing video and your video sucks, your website is irrelevant. Google search, it's dying and it'll be dead in the next 12 months. And I'm not the only creator that is highlighting that perspective. AI discovery is how people are actually going to find you instead of Google. Now, AI will still need Google to find you, but it's AI that's going to do the search for you, so you don't have to spend hours sifting through different vendor solutions, reviews, who do I trust? AI will do it for you. And AI will do it for your clients who are trying to find you. And the most surprising that I discovered this week from my producer is that AI visuals are getting so good and they're so fast, they can do a better job than your graphic designer. And you can see that by the thumbnail of today's video. That is not, well, that is me, but that is not me making that face. That's AI. And a combination of AI and Canva are going to blow your mind. If you don't adapt now, you will disappear. But if you implement what we're talking about today and in next week's episode, I promise you, you will win. And I'm dropping a free 2025 visibility checklist at the end of today's episode so that you won't get left behind. So let's dive in.
Welcome to the Digital Advisor Weekly Broadcast. Looking to boost your business with the latest trends, innovative tech, and must-have resources? Join us to discover how to successfully scale your practice and automate the process. Here to guide you is your host, the dynamic leader of Advisor Marketing Hub and managing partner at American Financial, Rob Sousa.
Hey everyone, Rob Sousa here with the Digital Advisor Weekly. We're live on multiple platforms today, so please let us know you're here and where you're from, because we'd like to welcome you into the broadcast, encourage engagement, interaction, questions, comments, and even recommendations. People bring some of the best ideas I've come across by simply engaging with us during our live broadcast. So I encourage you to do that, whether you're a VA or an actual client in the services industry. We encourage you to go ahead and engage with us. And we're throwing that chat up, not only for those who are joining, but also you'll see it in the bottom right-hand corner today. Talking about today, we are going to be unpacking what actually works in marketing in 2025. Which has already changed dramatically from the beginning of the year. So we want you to be able to stay relevant without living in your camera roll and or burning out. Creating ways for you to remain relevant and top of mind and presenting your brand, which is you, on camera on a regular basis without it taking over your weekly schedule. Most business owners are stuck in kind of post and pray mode. But my friend Gary V, just Google him on, yes, there we go, on YouTube, decided to just go live every day, post daily. Why? Because the algorithms were changing so fast. The only way to figure out what was working and not working was to actually just test it, throw everything out there, and then study your analytics, figure out what works and what doesn't work, stop doing what that doesn't work, and then lean into what is working. But you can't do that unless you're posting enough. By the time, if you're posting once a week, by the time you figure it out, it's too late. The algorithm's already changed, and then you're going to have to readjust. The more frequently that you can post, we talked about that last week, and how you can do one long form video and you can turn it into daily content for every single platform. So my encouragement to you is, don't worry so much about quality or consistency. When I say consistency, I want you to just get on camera and just post so that you can quickly adapt and discover what works for you and your audience. All right, so starting next week, we are actually going to do the same thing. So that you don't have to, because I don't want people to feel overwhelmed. If you're in the services industry, focus on your service. But my encouragement to you is, I'm going to show you some ways that you can spend less than an hour a week on your marketing. And I'm going to share with you, by us going live every single day, we're going to constantly share with you what's working, what's not working, so you can focus your attention to those things that are working, and we will save you time, save you money, and then we're going to give you some tools today to be able to replicate that without spending more than an hour a week. But let's check out this next video before we continue.
I'm a marketer. I spent all my career in marketing and also advising marketing professionals. Already in the past 15 years with digital marketing and analytics, marketing has evolved from being only right brain type of generated skills to a few more specialized skill sets. For example, digital marketing or marketing technology. But now the difference with generative AI, it is transforming the core of marketing activities. Now, in a recent study that the Boston Consulting Group conducted with Harvard, we found that ChatGPT in its current form already improves the right brain performance of marketers by 40%. Imagine what that number will be in a year or two from now.
Yeah, that's right. So much criticism to AI, and how I literally have heard newscasters say that AI is going to make us less creative. And it's actually proven that that's not the case. The use of AI with your ideas and prompting is actually increasing by 40% your ability to be more creative and more effectively reach your audience. It's mind-blowing. It's like the calculator was back in the 90s. It allows engineers to do much more of their own specific engineering much quicker and much more efficient by the use of a tool. Learn how to use AI to leverage your ideas and do them much more efficiently and quickly. Okay, so let's talk about what's changing. Marketing's changing faster than Instagram's algorithm mood swings. Have you noticed that something that worked last week doesn't work this week? It's crazy how fast the algorithms are changing. So it's really important that you tap into somebody who can help you keep up with those changes. Do you ever feel like your posts are being ignored? Do you ever think like, I got a great idea and I think this will work? Maybe you came across an old piece of content and you're like, this is really funny or really creative, and I'm going to use this as an idea, and then all of a sudden you get no views. Well, that's because the algorithm is changing. So if you feel like your posts are being ignored, you got to try something different. Last, Hashtags are grandpa tactics. See, the algorithms years ago needed the hashtags to figure out what the content was about. But the reality is AI is so smart, it already knows what the content is about, and it doesn't need your help with a hashtag. Am I saying don't put hashtags? No, I'm just saying that they are not as valuable. They are 90% less valuable today than they were back then. And people are discovering businesses on TikTok and YouTube more effectively than they are on Google. And trust me, take my word for it, you're going to see in the next 12 to 24 months that the traffic that goes to Google to find you is going to transition over to AI or social media, because that's where people are spending their time. All right. So one coach I know who spent thousands of dollars boosting Instagram posts and got 0 clients from it, which is always really frustrating. And it's happened to all of us, because people now search TikTok and YouTube like it's their own personal Google. They just bypass Google and go straight to YouTube or AI. But today, we're going to dive deeper into how to pivot from dying tactics so that we're going to dive deeper, because I want you to realize it's important to pivot now, pivot away from the dying tactics. So stick with me as we talk about how to solve this problem. Drop your questions in the comments or DM us at Advisor Marketing Hub or on LinkedIn at Rob Sousa. Looks like we got a question. So let's see, from Alice in San Diego. Thank you, producers. How am I supposed to keep up with platforms? They keep changing what works every few months. Yeah, so it's a perfect example, and a perfect question is exactly what people are experiencing. And if you don't have someone like Advisor Marketing Hub that's going to do the research for you and try and like summarize what are the changes, what do you need to do to adapt each week, well, then I want you to focus on the big shifts. And you can actually research what are the biggest shifts in algorithm, and you can use that in AI. Go to your, if you don't have ChatGPT Pro, I encourage you to go do that, or Plus Pro, and ask it, what are the major changes in the algorithm this week, so that you can adapt to the trends and stay up with what works and what doesn't work. And don't focus on the details, and don't chase shiny objects, because that will drive you crazy. Stick with the big shifts and study what's posted and going viral most recently. Don't follow something that was viral 12 months ago. If you're on YouTube looking for results or examples on what you'd like to do, look at the most recent videos possible. I'd rather you take advice from a YouTube video 4 weeks ago that has 50,000 views than for you to follow advice from a YouTube video from 5 years ago that got 2 million views. Trust me on this. Everything's changing so fast. Study what's the big shifts that are most recent. So, question for the audience. How many hours are you wasting trying to get seen online each week? Drop your best guess in the comments. How many hours are you wasting, or do you feel like you're wasting, trying to figure out the algorithm and feeling like it doesn't work? Now, before we proceed, let's take a look at the next video.
The businesses that are thriving, they're not the ones with the biggest budgets. They're the ones embracing these 5 fundamental shifts that most service businesses don't even know are happening yet. Why do we need to use them in the first place? Well, think about how you found the last new restaurant you tried. Last year, you probably Googled best sushi near me and clicked through a few websites or Yelp listings. But today, you might have seen it on a friend's Instagram story or watched someone eat there on TikTok, or maybe you just asked ChatGPT, where should I eat tonight? This simple change in how we choose restaurants is actually happening with every service, from finding a plumber to choosing a financial advisor. The ways that people discover and decide who to hire have really changed in just the last 6 months. That old path where someone searches on Google, finds your website, and contacts you, it's quickly disappearing. Instead, they're discovering businesses through video content or getting direct recommendations from AI tools. If your marketing isn't aligned with these new ways of discovering businesses, you're basically putting up billboards on an abandoned highway.
That is exactly right. And the premise of today's videos: don't waste time doing advertiser marketing that is on abandoned highways. Things are progressing and moving forward. So let's talk about what actually does work in 2025. So first is going to be AI powered client research. This is so important because you need to know who your audience is and how best to reach them. Maybe it used to be Facebook advertising or Google PPC ads or workshops. But how about today? What are today's trends? What's working today? Use AI, ChatGPT Pro, get to know your audience and how to discover them using today's algorithms and trends. Number 2, video. I'm telling you, video is your new website homepage. Websites are dead unless they've already seen an ad or a billboard or a video or a TikTok that had your website address. People are not searching and then clicking on your website. You just have to trust me on this. Website traffic is down over 80%. Direct traffic is up. Organic traffic is down. That's why we need to get out there and be on the other platforms in video content to reach the biggest audience. It's got to be video reels on Instagram and on TikTok. Those are mini commercials. You want people to get to know your brand, then it's got to be long form video, a live broadcast, a podcast, or a longer form video on YouTube. Now, number 3, Google search is dying. I already mentioned this, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but the reality is people want a quick, entertaining way to quickly get to know your company, and there's no better way to do that than do it on video because you are your brand. And people want to know, is this someone I want to do business with? So they want to be able to meet you, but not meet you. They want to be able to get to know you through listening to you on a video or audio and then decide, is this someone I really want to get on the phone with? Our lives are busy. People don't have time to waste. So they'd rather turn on a video and get to know what you do. And then number 4, optimize for AI discovery. So how do you make sure that AI can discover you? That it all comes down to SEO. Will Google be dead? No, it's just not where people are going to go to find services. Google is what AI will use to answer people's requests and questions. Can you recommend the top 3 Italian restaurants in my town? That's what people will ask AI, and AI will go to the internet and it will search the internet research results, reviews, and everything, and it will do what would take you 4 hours, it can do in 30 seconds. So you need to make sure that you're discovered, that you have reviews, that you've got multiple social media accounts. I don't care if anybody's following you on those social media accounts. AI is following you on those social media accounts. And that's what matters. You want to be discovered by being everywhere you possibly can on the internet so that AI keeps running into you and recommends you based on what you're posting on the internet. Social media and social media accounts may not grow you an audience, and it may not actually increase appointments on your calendar, but what it will do is make you more discoverable and more recommendable. So if somebody refers you, that in and then they go to the AI or Google and check you out, and you're all over the place and have great reviews, then that's what converts a referral into a client. And same thing, if AI is recommending your service, it's because you've done a great job on SEO, search engine optimization, and AI is also a recommendation. Number 5, AI visuals and content. And this is happening faster than I've ever seen before. Literally just this week, my producer showing me what the capabilities of AI images is doing today, and it's getting better and better each day. AI visuals are going to do a better job than any graphic designer. So it looks like we have another question from Jacob in Brooklyn. Is video really necessary to get clients? In my mind, absolutely. Especially if you're in a service industry like real estate or finance or financial advisors, life insurance agents. Why? Because it's all a commodity. Most people can get the same service you provide, they can get from anybody else. It's not exclusive to you. But what is exclusive? Your personality and your approach, your opinion. And you can only showcase that in video. And we'll teach you how to create lean, effective videos and workflows, even if you hate being on camera, in next week's episode. So don't forget to join us next week, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, question for the audience. Which shift are you most behind on? Meaning, what do you need to catch up with? Let us know in the comments so that we can guide you, create solutions and guides. And while you guys are doing that, let's check out the next video.
When was the last time you posted on Facebook? Not Marketplace, not your aunt's birthday, but a real post. Because here's what's wild. Facebook has over 3 billion monthly active users, record profits, and it's still growing every quarter. But it doesn't feel the same anymore. Now, what if I told you the exact same thing is happening to Google? Sure, they've just reported $175 billion in search revenue, but something's off. People are abandoning Google for Reddit. TikTok's becoming Gen Z's search engine of choice, and ChatGPT just hit traffic numbers that have Google executives breaking into a cold sweat. Google search might end up like Facebook. Still around, still used by your parents, but more of a utility for selling you stuff or getting product support than a central part of your digital life. So what do you think?
Okay, so we're going to give you a quick overview. Now we're going to go deeper into this next week, and you can join us, but here's 4 things I want you to know. 1, use AI ChatGPT Pro for post ideas because it already knows what the current trend is faster than you do. Number 2, use Canva AI or Midjourney for fast visuals. It'll be much more cost effective, and it will do it in 1/100th of the time of hiring anybody. 3, record 1 long form video per week and then repurpose the content so that you can be on every channel every day. And then 4, post daily to stay up with the latest trends of what works and what doesn't work so that you can test each post every day. And it will keep you top of mind for those people who come across you. So now, just an add-on to this, if you have a VA And if you don't, I encourage you to get one because of the affordability and the efficiency. The only thing as valuable as artificial intelligence is having a virtual assistant who can use that, who knows how to use that artificial intelligence on your behalf. And they can do it if you customize ChatGPT Pro. They can do it authentically in your brand voice if you train your ChatGPT Pro with the right custom instructions. But your VA can use ChatGPT on your behalf to create content ideas that are trending. And again, make sure you have a VA that's trained to do this. You need a referral to a VA that can do this, just hit us up and we'd be happy to find you someone that's a fit for your business. Your VA also can use Canva AI visuals because they know what is working and what's not working, and it can be done in a fraction of the time to save you money and be more effective. Third, let them prep your scripts and social posts using AI. So again, it's more effective and matches the algorithm trends that are most recent. And here's the best part. We built a custom GPT. Shout out to Christos, who's the expert in this area. And that's taken everything that I just mentioned and multiplied our output by more than 10 times as efficient and reduce the amount of time that we're spending by 10 times because we're producing 10 times more. And in this next video, you'll see how easy it is to generate content ideas, captions, and even video scripts, all tailored to your brand in seconds. Let's take a look.
The SEO blog GPT. So what this is basically going to do for you is it's going to help you produce blogs, blogs of your topic and to your audience. And then once we get these blogs, we are able to produce social media content from this and get your whole marketing strategy going. So I've just got two pre-prepared topics over here that I'm going to use just for the sake of this example. So I'm going to say my topic is going to be benefits of using AI in 2025 and how it will either accelerate your growth or leave you behind. In this blog, let's talk about all the best practices of using AI and where all the quick wins are, then give some insightful tips of how to use these strategies in the most effective ways possible. Then I'm going to be targeting this to independent financial advisors over the age of 50 who don't have a full team of support and that would benefit strongly from using AI. So I'm just going to plug this into this GPT. Pretty much what it's going to go ahead and do is just give us pretty much the whole blog. And it's going to build this out for us. So then if we just go ahead and say yes, it's going to go ahead and give us the social media posts for this week. As we can see, this is all for Twitter. These are just three different examples that it has for LinkedIn and so on and so on.
Thank you, Christos, who is our AI and automation expert. And that's just scratching the surface. He's created dozens of customized chat GPTs that can help you with this process. And we'll cover an in-depth of how to do this in next week's episode of the Digital Advisor Weekly. Again, Wednesdays, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Quick question before we start wrapping up our episode today from Amanda in Denver. How do I train my VA to use these tools? Well, hire one from us who's already trained, or just document your workflow, your process, your standard operating procedures, put it in a Google Doc, post it on Google Drive, make sure that they study it. And then you also can create your own GPT prompts about here's the content I want and here's how I want it. And then your VA can use that with an AI Pro tool that you've customized. And your most experienced VAs already know how to do these things, and you can pick this stuff up quickly, especially if they've worked with content teams before. And then if you want to know how businesses can 10x their output on social media and content, then exponentially increase your reach, then join us next week for part 2 of this episode for the Digital Advisor Weekly. Now, before we start the wrap up, let's check out the next video.
A lot of people have heard about ChatGPT, but most people are using it wrong. Using basic generic prompts is going to generate bad responses. So instead, here are 3 prompts that I use to get better results. Number 1, I need help coming up with content ideas for Instagram. But before you help me come up with these posts, I want you to ask me a series of questions to better understand my existing niche, account, content, and followers. Number 2, rewrite the following content to be more punchy, attention-grabbing, and engaging. And then, of course, you could just copy and paste the caption, the copy, or the content that you had previously posted. And number 3, write a series of if-then statements about your niche for your ideal followers, and then turn each statement into a short video script that starts with a hook and ends with a call to action. Save this post right now if you just learned something new, and don't forget to follow for the rest of this series.
Okay, before we wrap up, just wanted to invite you to complete a survey or poll. We actually have it on LinkedIn, so hopefully you have a LinkedIn account and you can click on the link. It should be in chat or in the description. Click on the link and answer the question, is Google search still working for you? Which one are you using, is Google your primary go-to for research? Or have you switched over to AI? Go check out that poll. And for those of you on YouTube, comment yes if TikTok or YouTube are your new search engines. Instead of going to Google, are you going to social media, including YouTube, to find answers to the questions that you want answered? All right, and answer no in the comments if you're still living on Google. Just curious to see where our audience is at. So yes, if you're using YouTube, and no if you're still using Google. Now let's show the current results. Let's see, hopefully we have some results on LinkedIn from our LinkedIn survey. We do. Okay, so the first 16 votes, we can see 38% saying yes, they're still on Google, and no, 68% are no longer using Google, they're using the alternatives. So, and that poll will continue to be available and we'll continue to get better results. All right, thank you, Marie, appreciate that. And we'll cover these new discovery strategies in next week's episode. Come back and join us. We're going to dive deeper. So let's recap for the day. The summary of marketing in 2025. 1, personalize everything with AI because it's relevant to the moment, knows the algorithms, and can recommend topics better than you can because it knows what's trending. 2, video. So you want to be video led. You want to invest into your video creation, your video content, because that's how people are going to discover you. And 3, everything is moving so fast that you need to rely on AI or some sort of marketing coach that can help you stay up with trends. Actionable advice that you can take away from today's episode: adapt these 5 shifts that we've talked about today so you don't get left behind, and use the AI content engine and VA support to stay visible and avoid burnout. And you can check out really quickly before we leave, you can check out, we've been testing this. Here are our results. I think this is our TikTok. Okay, so this is one of our videos where when we switch to relying on AI's recommendations instead of our own creative thinking, we jumped from a couple thousand views to 55,000, and you can too. And we will be posting videos every day starting next week, and we'll be able to share the results with you so you can learn best practices. So don't forget to join us next week for part 2 of this series, where I walk you through the entire 2025 visibility system. You'll leave with a clear action plan, content workflow, and tools to build your AI content engine. So hit the subscribe button or register for the exclusive invites to all of our coaching sessions at www.digitaladvisorweekly.com. That's it for today's episode. Thanks for sticking around for an extra 5 minutes with us. And I can't wait to help you get visible, adapt fast, and win in 2025 during our next episode, Wednesday, 9:30 a.m., 8:30, excuse me. Next week, Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So until then, stay sharp, stay visible, be consistent, and I'll see you in the digital world.